Namaskar and welcome to StudyIQ. I am your friend Rahul Sai. The agenda for today's discussion is connected to General Studies Paper 3. I would say today's topic is very relevant from both economy as well as environment point of view. Our discussion today is connected to the topic of greenwashing. Why are we discussing about this? Because recently ASCI, the Advertising Standards Council of India, has proposed guidelines to check greenwashing in India. Now, question remains, so what is greenwashing? Let's begin our discussion with a classic MCQ. The MCQ asks you, what do you understand by the term greenwashing seen recently in news? There are four options. A, washing mined coal thoroughly to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. B, making a product which is green, organic and eco-friendly. C, misleading or conveying false impression that a company or a product are eco-friendly. D, awareness campaigns for consumers to buy green products. There are four options. Choose an answer, take a few seconds and try to attempt it. By the end of the discussion, you will of course know the answer because we are going to comprehensively discuss about what is the meaning of greenwashing and its importance in Indian scenario. It's a very important topic both from prelims point of view, also from mains point of view. All right, let's begin our discussion about greenwashing. But before that, there is a small notice to all the UPSC civil services aspirants. StudyIQ's P2I program, which is the most comprehensive program for UPSC civil services preparation, where we will be hand-holding you through prelims, through mains, through interview, all the stages of the examination. StudyIQ's motto is reaching to the nooks and corners of India with affordable education. This program is a comprehensive package at a very affordable price, which includes everything. It includes one-to-one mentorship, group mentorship, prelims test series, mains residential program, complete coverage of syllabus, everything. The whole shebang is in this program. Just visit our website www.studyiq.com. Enroll now. I'll see you in the class. You have three options: English batch, Hindi batch, and a bilingual format as well, which are starting on these dates sharply at 8 a.m. All right, I'll see you there. Right, let's talk about greenwashing. What is the meaning of greenwashing? Now, greenwashing is a phenomena when a company, a firm, or an organization claims that it is eco-friendly, but in reality, it may not be that eco-friendly. When a company or organization spends its time as well as money in marketing themselves or marketing their products as eco-friendly, but in reality, they are not. Yes, there might be some aspect of their product or the company might be working towards environment protection or say eco-friendly measures on one side, but they are also causing a lot of damage on the other side. There are so many examples. Simply put, I start a company, I am making this pen, okay, and I tell you this pen is eco-friendly. I have made it from recyclable material. This is completely green, etc. But in reality, in production of this particular pen, I am emitting huge amount of carbon dioxide, that is greenhouse gases. That is the reality which I am trying to hide. All right. So greenwashing basically misleads and exploits consumer preference. Now you're thinking, sir, what is the use of this, or how do they do it exactly? Well, let's talk about 6 signs of greenwashing. One of the signs is fibbing. Now fibbing is making environmental claims that are simply false. Now, for example, I created a pen and I said it is completely green, but the reality is that in making one pen, a normal pen which I would have made, lesser amount of greenhouse gas was released, but my pen is actually releasing more and more gas during its production, but I'm claiming it to be green simply because it is made from recyclable plastic, right? I'm making false claims, fibbing. Apart from that, they use vagueness. Purposefully, they use non-specific things or non-specific traits during their operations. That means their claims are very, very vague. They give or they talk about lesser evil. They simply apply a do-good label that it is an environmental friendly product, but in reality, it is not an environmentally friendly product. There is another example of irrelevance. Now, they claim to avoid using a material which is already illegal. For example, now I don't need to create a plastic product because plastic use is already banned. It's a single-use plastic. What I'm telling is, okay, it is made up of single-use plastic, but which is recyclable, or it is made up of certain material which is already illegal, right? So you say, I am not using that product. Apart from that, they also use hidden trade-off, suggesting the product is green based on a single attribute. In fact, during this interaction, I'll give you examples of these things, how they are done. I'll talk about some of the examples that, or some of the ads that are present in India. Completely absurd, right? There is no proof of their claim. That means I claim that I am eco-friendly, my product is eco-friendly, my product is organic, but there is no proof of it, no proof of benefit towards the environment. Simply put, it is portraying oneself, one's company, one's product, one's organization as environmental friendly, eco-friendly, organic, green, but in reality, it is not that. Now you're thinking, sir, why would anybody do it? Why would anybody do it? Because these days we talk about climate change, we talk about going green, we talk about environmental protection, we talk about environmental impact assessment, social responsibility, environmental responsibility. So environmentalism and environmental social guidelines or criteria have become a very, very important pointer for the investors, not just for the investors, but also for the consumers. That means the one who is investing in the company, they would like the company to be green for long-term benefits. Consumers, they are now having a behavior that I want to use organic products, I want to use eco-friendly products, because that is my bit, right? Whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm not doing for environment at my home or in my society, I would like to help environment by buying products which are eco-friendly. That would be my bit towards the environmental protection. All right. So investors as well as consumers, they are now heavily interested towards eco-friendly products, organic products, green energy, green companies. All right. So that's why companies are using these tactics to, one, attract investors and also to attract the consumers. This is a worldwide phenomenon. We have seen many examples. I think a few months back we had discussed how Google as a company is also promoting greenwashing through their advertisements. And I gave you an example at that time. If you search for petroleum or coal in Google, the first paid ad which comes is, say, for British Petroleum or some company which claims to be green, but fundamentally they are working towards fossil fuels and they claim that they are working towards a green energy, right? That is basically greenwashing. Now question comes up, sir, you said this is a global phenomena, but is greenwashing really happening in India as well? Yes, there are several reports that have highlighted that the problem of greenwashing is quite rampant in India as well. Center for Science and Environment study has found that many companies in India have made false and exaggerated claims that they are eco-friendly. A study which was conducted by ASCI itself, Advertising Standards Council of India itself, it had highlighted that 79% of the green claims that are made in India through ads, they are either false, misleading, or exaggerated. A short study made by Global Governance Initiative on India, it highlighted that 40% of the people in the survey, they were not even aware of the term called greenwashing. And out of that, 20% of the people, they said, I'm not even bothered about greenwashing. Whatever is greenwashing, I don't care about it, right? That is the kind of attitude in India. So greenwashing is increasing. People are not aware about greenwashing. That's the problem. Now question comes up, sir, why greenwashing is a rise in India? Why it's rising? As I told you, interest towards climate change initiatives, green energy, eco-friendliness, organic products, it is ever increasing. And it's especially an urban phenomena. You do understand that consumer demand is continuously increasing for eco-friendly products, especially in urbanized areas. And as I told you, it's some kind of a belief that this is my bit that I am doing towards the environment. But when you buy the product, ensure that product is really genuine and eco-friendly. That means you are contributing to some extent towards environmental conservation, environmental protection. So demand for these products is increasing. Apart from that, people are less aware about the genuineness. Now, when a company claims that I am making an eco-friendly product, you say, okay, when you look at the product, it looks eco-friendly in the advertisement because they are putting their time, effort, the ad agencies, new and innovative kind of advertisements are coming where they try to convince you, yes, we are eco-friendly, and you eventually buy without knowing the genuineness. Apart from that, in India, there is absence of strict regulation. So if regulation is missing, then people will be using this means. All right. And even if there are some regulations, for instance, there is ASCI, there are government institutions, there are inspectors, etc., who come for inspection. there limited enforcement happens. And I don't need to first of all talk about the limited number of personnel in terms of enforcement. Add to it the problem of great corruption in India. I don't need to elaborate more on this. Even if there are limited regulations, those regulations are also not enforced strictly. Apart from that, high cost of sustainability is one of the problems. Now, what is happening is, say, simply for my company, I claimed that this pen is eco-friendly. If I have to genuinely produce a eco-friendly product, that is going to increase the input cost of this, and then the selling cost also would increase. That means my business will go down. So for me, sustainability is actually very costly. So what I do is I create the same product. I simply put a label on it that it is eco-friendly. Done and dusted. So sustainability cost is very high. That's why you must have seen that genuine organic products, they would be costlier than the non-organic products. You must have seen it. So cost of sustainability is very high. Now, because of all these reasons, greenwashing is continuously on rise in India. Now, question comes up, especially for those people in the survey who say that, sir, I was not aware of greenwashing. Okay, even if they are greenwashing, what is such a big deal about it? What happens out of it? What is the consequence out of it? The biggest negative consequence is it puts an adverse impact first on the environment, next on the consumers, both. See, first of all, we are doing injustice towards environment, and we are also misleading consumers. What ultimately happens is it erodes consumer confidence, it erodes consumer trust. See, now because of greenwashing in India, I genuinely do not know which is a eco-friendly company, which is a eco-friendly product, truly eco-friendly product, and a product which is a greenwashed product. That means they're simply claiming falsely they are environmental friendly, they are a green product, but in reality it's not green. So ultimately I start doubting everything. So the consumer, they first of all lose the faith that whatever claims the companies are making, they are not real. Who does it hamper? Ultimately, it hampers the competition in any economy. And in the Indian economy, what happens? The people who are using this greenwashing, they are gaining unfair advantage, right? Say, for example, there is one company which I am running. I told I am making this pen, which is a green product, and it is actually not green. I'm simply using ads to promote it as green. And there is one more company, Mr. X is making, who has genuinely prepared a product which is truly environmental friendly, truly a green product. He has reduced carbon emissions. He or she is using, say, recycled material. Process improvement has gone. That means it's a truly eco-friendly product. But I am using means of advertisement. They have a genuine product, but I have power of money and time, power of ad agency. So isn't it unfair? It leads to unfair competition between greenwashed companies and genuine eco-friendly companies. That's the real problem, and we are going to face a lot of trouble in the long run. Because when I was reading, in fact, I was reading a report a couple of days before itself, that on November 17, the Earth breached 2 degrees Celsius mark. On November 17, we breached the 2 degrees Celsius mark this year. So climate change is going to be more and more catastrophic going into future. Now, to fight it, everybody has to do their bit. Individuals have to do their bit. Companies have to do their bit. Governments have to do their bit. International organizations have to do their bit. And companies who are genuinely eco-friendly, they have to be promoted, and there needs to be fair competition, isn't it? That's why it's problematic. Now, question comes up, sir, where do I see this? Now, let me give you a certain example. I'm quite sure you must have seen so many ads like this. In India, predominantly in energy sector, you must have seen so many companies claiming to be green energy, right? There were some reports with respect to Adani Energy as well, although they claim to produce green energy, but the offset is not truly appropriate or truly correct. Fashion, now fashion is something which is again, there are so many products in fashion which are actually greenwash. I'll give you some examples. Consumer goods, food and agriculture, especially the organic stuff that you get. Now, recently I bought a product. I don't remember the brand. They mentioned it was organic, and when I took that organic honey, and it suddenly solidified. And honey is something that doesn't spoil really. So when I went back, he said that it is organic product. it is NMR tested, etc., etc. I said, okay, please take it back, and I'll buy something else. Okay, so at automobiles now, especially companies like Volkswagen, now Volkswagen, etc., these car companies, what they do is they suggest that they have brought some sort of eco-friendliness in their production method, etc. But ultimately, this automobile itself, it is generating so much of exhaust gas that the product is not eco-friendly. You do get it, right? It's not an electric vehicle, but it's a diesel run vehicle. But in the diesel run vehicle, I am using some products which are recycled. Do you get the point here? Do you get the contradiction? There are construction and real estate examples as well. Let me take you some examples. You must have seen these ads. Now, this is the ad of Epson printer now, and they say, join the eco revolution. Join the eco revolution. Epson product, it consumes less power, it generates less waste, and low printing cost. Amazing. They say join the eco revolution. And ultimately, what is happening? They're printing a paper. Now, where is this paper coming from? The real example here would be, try to go digital, isn't it? Try to go digital. Do not use paper for printing. But I am selling a printer as eco-friendly, but fundamentally that printer is using paper, right? And that paper, it comes from trees. For this one paper, I have to probably, say for 1,000 papers, I have to cut probably a tree, right? Do you get the contradiction here? Similarly, you see, now this is a classic example where you are using eco-friendliness to sell a product. Now, this is a brush, okay? I don't know the brand, okay? I have not put the brand. So this is a brush which says that this is bamboo, okay? This is bamboo. That means the handle of the brush is bamboo. But when you look at these bristles, now these bristles are the main products which are made up of plastic, microplastic. You do know that micro bristles you have, right? Soft micro bristles. Now, in this product, if you look at this, it deep cleans and removes plaque. Does this do it? No. It is safe for the sensitive gums. Does this do it? No. 0% plastic and BPA free. Okay. This handle might be. There is charcoal infused bristles, and these bristles are made up of plastic only. Now, look at this. Look at this. The fundamental product is plastic, which you will be using in your mouth to brush. Just the handle is made up of bamboo, and they're claiming to be eco-friendly. Or say, for example, this Lotus Organic. Now, Lotus Organic, you do understand, it's a fashion brand. They say we not only think but act green, right? And if you read their caption, it says most of our products, I'll read out, most of our products are made up of 100% recyclable material, which includes paper boxes, glass bottle, jars, and recyclable plastic. Now, what are they talking about is they are talking about their packaging material. Right? Yes, the packaging material is eco-friendly, made from recycled plastic. But what about the product inside? What about the beauty product that is made inside? What chemicals have been used in that beauty product? They're not talking about this. It's a classic case of greenwashing. There are so many examples. Again, I'm not pinpointing Lotus Organic, etc., because I just found an example here. This is the specific thing is you need to mention that I am using recyclable material for packaging, but not for the things that I have used inside, right? So some examples, right? There can be some preservatives, chemicals which will be used in the product for sure. Do you get the idea how greenwashing is being used? And now it's about to stop. Why? The Advertising Standards Council of India, it has proposed guidelines to check greenwashing in ads. That means whoever is now going to claim their product is eco-friendly, their product is green, etc., they have to substantiate it. Now, what is this body? First of all, you must be thinking, what is this body? ASCI. Now, ASCI is a self-regulating body, Advertising Standards Council of India. It was established in 1985, and it is a not-for-profit company. Remember, it's a company which is not for profit, registered under Section 25 of the Companies Act 2013. All right. So this is the logo, the Advertising Standards Council of India. The objective of this body is basically to regulate, self-regulate the advertisements in marketing, media, and other companies. What do? They ensure that whatever product is being advertised, that product must follow the self-regulation code. That means the product or the information that is provided in the advertisements, it must be legal, it must be decent, it must be honest, truthful, and not hazardous or harmful, to ensure that there is fair competition in the market. Now, how does it work? Basically, there are so many ads. Whenever you watch TV, read the caption below. They say that if there is any ad or if there is any content that you find objectionable, you can complain to the Broadcasting Council of India. That is for the content that comes. Even for advertisement, you can simply you just go to the website of ASCI, you raise a complaint with any kind of advertisement that you feel is violating the standard, then ASCI will look into complaints. It is going to look into complaints for offline ads, online ads, TV ads, everything, right? SMS, email, internet, website, product, packaging, anything, any kind of ad that you talk about, you can complain about it, and the ASCI will take action against them. It's a self-regulating body, and ASCI also represents India at the International Council for Ad Self-Regulation. You do understand that there is freedom of speech and expression. That freedom of speech and expression under Article 19, it also contains speech and expression for commercialization. That means advertising freedom is also available in India. That's why it's a self-regulating body. Now, what they have done, we'll try to understand. But the question is, sir, is it just India who has gone for greenwashing guidelines or greenwashing regulation? No, it's not India, but many countries have come up with it. For instance, UK has Advertising Standards Authority, under which there is almost a 20-page document specifically dealing with misleading environmental claims. You can complain to the UK Advertising Standards Authority if you're in UK. USA, the Federal Trade Commission, has a 12-page document called as Eco-Friendly Products FTC's Green Guides, which guides or which regulates the claims or the advertisements made by different companies. Now, very similar to this, now India has taken a step, or ASCI has taken a step, and they have released the draft guidelines. You can go to their website. The draft guidelines basically talk about measures that whatever company is claiming, they have to now substantiate with high level of data. Apart from that, there are also guidelines which mention that any product or company, whatever they are claiming, ensure that specifically you talk about whether the entire product is organic or whether the entire product is eco-friendly, its packaging is eco-friendly, or the service is eco-friendly. You specifically mention that. All right, you specifically mention that, and you do understand that in India, these are just draft guidelines. You have time till 31st December. In fact, to all the UPSC civil services aspirants, I would highly advise you to go to this website and give feedback to ASCI. What can be done or what other things can be added? For example, there was one example that I put here, that court imposed. Now, this was a few years back. Court had imposed fine on Patanjali for misleading branding and advertisement, not specifically for green, etc., but in general as well. Now, in India, Patanjali Ayurveda, it has been Patanjali Ayurveda or Patanjali products. You see a lot of controversies surrounding that. In fact, recently Supreme Court had also wrapped Patanjali with respect to Ayurvedic treatment claims, etc. So this is not connected with greenwashing, but many a times even the products which come from Patanjali, they say that they are coming from the Patanjali factories, etc. Again, from Haridwar, from the eco-friendly factories, eco-friendly companies, but many times products do not match those standards. Now, this is one example. Again, under the consumer goods, you must have seen these examples for sure. So what I was telling to all the UPSC civil services aspirants is, go to the website, give your feedback of what other guidelines can come up, so that we will see final guidelines, final rules and regulations that would be implemented by Advertising Standards Council of India. All right, so that's the conclusion of today's discussion. I hope you'll follow this too, and I hope that this was a fruitful and an interesting session for all of you. We'll meet in the next session very soon. Thank you for watching this video. Jai Hind.